Dupax del Sur, Nueva Vizcaya, Philippines, in a nutshell. This short presentation that you will view in this video is an exclusive right of the director-producer. Any copying without the express permission of the owner is unlawful. Dupax del Sur, its genesis. The name of the municipality of Dupax, province, Nueva Vizcaya, Philippines, originated from the Isinay word dupa, which means to lie down in complete relaxation. According to folklore that have survived through generations since before the founding of the municipality, the site of what eventually became the poblacion of Dupax del Sur used to serve as a camp for primitive hunters from the surrounding tribal settlements. After hard days of hunting in the nearby mountains, the hunters would repair to the camp where they would feast on their catch of wild animals. When they were through eating and merrymaking, they would lie down and relax completely before getting up again to return to their homes. Because the camping area, which is a plateau, was near their hunting ground, they finally decided to settle there permanently. Known settlers of the place were the Malaats or the Bugkalots. They are said to be the ancestors of the Isinais who now inhabit the locality. Spanish missionaries of the Augustinian order arrived in the locality in June of 1726. However, it was only until April 22, 1731, when Dupax was founded by the Augustinian missionaries, Fathers Norbante and San Juan, who planted the cross in honor of Nuestra Señora del Socorro in a little chapel constructed on a spot not far from where the present church was later built. An Ilongot by the name of Mandalito was appointed the first captain, head of the new town then known as Dupa. Years later, the town's name metamorphosed into Dupax. Castañeda, 1904-1907, Township President, returns. 1923-1927, elected Governor of Nueva Vizcaya. The first Isinod Governor in the province of Nueva Vizcaya.
Cut.
1972, 1975, 11th and last township mayor of the undivided town of Dupax. 1975-1977, first mayor of Dupax del Norte. 1978, elected assemblyman, first Batasang Pambansa. 1986, 87, first congressman of the new constitutional government representing Nueva Vizcaya. The former town of Dupax, undoubtedly Nueva Vizcaya's largest municipality, is situated on the southeastern portion of the province. Dupax del Sur is peopled by Ilocanos, Tagalogs, Pangasinenses, and the cultural minority tribes of Igorots, Ifugaos, Ilongots, and Isinays, all totaling about 12,000. This is a very sparsely inhabited town, having a population density of only 6.7 per hectare. The majority of the inhabitants are concentrated in the barangays and sitios that are within the periphery of the population. El Sur Church is one of the oldest and biggest of several houses of worship built by the missionary priests of the Augustinian orders in the sprawling Cagayan Valley region during the 18th and 19th centuries. It suffered damages caused by a devastating earthquake and armed clashes during World War II, but these damages were later repaired. Except for these painful experiences, it still stands undisturbed and majestic amid the simple grandeur of a rustic surrounding, a peaceful community of hard-working, God-fearing, and law-abiding people. Blooming gardens, fertile fields, and a protected palisade of lush vegetation and towering mountain ranges. An object, indeed, of deep pride and affection to the townfolk. Nevertheless, the aging structure is weakening, and telltale signs of decay are spreading. The ravages of time and the elements cannot be held back. Necessary repairs have to be made without undue delay. Otherwise, this historic landmark will very likely crumble into ruin. The available materials such as brick, lime, coral or river rock and wood plastered over with stucco. The church covers an aggregate floor area of 7,200 square meters. The architectural design is almost similar to those of several churches in the Ilocos region. The facade is simple, relieved by an arched main entrance and two arched windows. Between these windows, at the center, is an arched niche, and directly above the niche is a circular window. Just beside the edifice is a four-tiered, square-shaped bell tower. The construction of the church was completed after several years of uninterrupted work through forced labor. According to the recorded history of the original municipality of Dupax, missionaries of the Augustinian order arrived in the locality as early as June 1726. The real founding of Dupax, however, took place on April 22, 1731, when the Augustinian missionary fathers Norbante and San Juan planted the cross in honor of Nuestra Señora del Socorro, a little chapel erected at the foot of the hill, a few hundred meters south of the present church. The hill is called Podus by the Asianites. The present site of the church was chosen following St. Mary's High School, the only secondary high school in the municipality, particularly in the population of Dupax, founded 1949. This is the Dampole Bridge, constructed in 1879 by forced labor. Presentation of a documentary entitled Dupa is a tribute to a loving father, Don Ariston T. Reyes. This is a memorial presentation because we all know that dupax is the home of the loving, the home of the happy, the home of every Isinay, the home of every Catholic people. And so therefore, we wish to extend all those who in one way have supported and contributed partly in the production of this documentary entitled Dupax. Thank you very much, and we hope that you enjoy viewing this